Good evening and welcome to our regular board meeting. Today is Monday, June 11th, 2012, and the time is now 7 o'clock. Item number 1, call this meeting to order. Roll call, and we do have a quorum. Item number 2, Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flags. And this evening we do have children from Dr. Garza Elementary, and representing them also is Miss Elsa Lambert. And I'd like to go ahead and read a little bit about the students that will be assisting this evening. This evening we have Elsa Cristina Hernandez. Cristina is a 4th grade student at Dr. Garza Elementary. She's a daughter of Hector and Elisa Hernandez. Cristina's favorite subject in school is math. She's a member of the Macmillan School of Dance, where she dances tap, hip-hop, ballet, and jazz. Cristina has participated in past UIL events and enjoys reading, arts and crafts, designing, and gardening. She would like to be a veterinary and own her own clinic when she grows up. Dr. Raul Garza Elementary is very proud of Cristina and wishes her the best in her educational endeavors. We also have Kayla Alvarado. Kayla Alvarado is a 5th grade student at Dr. Garza Elementary. She's the daughter of Javier and Carla Alvarado. Kayla is an outstanding student and an exemplary role model. She's participated in past UIL meets and has been part of the K-Kids program. Her favorite subject in school is math, and her favorite hobby is drawing. Kayla aspires to be a chef and be a world-renowned chef and also own a restaurant. Dr. Garza is very proud of Kayla and wishes her the best in her educational endeavors. Kayla would like to thank her mom for everything that she has done for her and given to her. At this time, I would like to ask that the parents of these students please stand and be recognized. And the principal as well. If I can please ask that everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation.
I pledge allegiance of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
May we bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, as we are gathered, we thank you for this special time. We ask that you enlighten and help our school board members, leaders, and our superintendent carry on their work, be a friend, an instructor, and advocate for all the children and staff. God, you not only give wisdom to them, you are wisdom itself. Be with them and their families. Bless them all with your love and mighty power. May you give them the vision and courage so that they make decisions that will positively impact the children, faculty, and staff. As we go off for the summer, we ask that you protect all our students and staff and their families, and that they may return in August with a renewed spirit to serve our district and you. In our Father's name we pray, amen.
Thank you again to these fine students for coming this evening and assisting us with our board meeting. Thank you, Ms. Lambert.
Let her go.
This now leads us into item number 4, roll call. Please respond with present. Ms. Ana Cruz, Vice President. Ms. June Aguilera, Secretary. Present. Ms. Fatima Huerta, Trustee. Mr. Julian Huerta, Trustee. Mr. Hector G. Leal, Trustee. Mr. Oscar Medrano, Trustee. Mr. Antonio G. Limon, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Gus Acevedo, School Attorney. He is being, yes, his position is being taken over by Interim School Attorney Kevin O'Hanlon. Item number 5, recommend approving the agenda of the regular board meeting of June 11, 2012 with any corrections or deletions. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Huerta, seconded by Ms. Aguilera. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Agenda approved. Moving on to item number 6, special recognitions. Ms. Longoria?
We have the athletes from San Benito High School. If you recall, these are the girls that went on to compete in basketball, and they had a marvelous season. They were also involved in softball, and so that's the reason that we're kind of had to wait a little bit to bring them before the board for recognition, because a lot of these same girls that are on the basketball team also play softball. And so now we have them here before you this evening. We do have the special recognition certificates that the board members will be distributing this evening. These are the varsity girls basketball team. They finished 3rd, and they earned 32 5A honors and district playoffs. They advanced to the district playoffs. We have Mr. Julian Huerta, board member, doing the honors this evening. First on the list is Stephanie Castro, a freshman. Dina Trevino, also a freshman at BMA. Giovanna Gonzalez, freshman at Veterans Memorial Academy. We have several juniors on the team. They are CJ Banuelos, Mary Rivas, Jackie Elizondo. And we do have a handful of seniors that have graduated just a couple of days back. Alex Cerda, Cristina Rodriguez, Sarah Garcia, Casey Sanchez, Vanessa Flores, Sarah Hartman, Roxy Rivas, and Valerie Garcia. I'd like to introduce their coaches. Head coach Clarice Arredondo, assistants Mark Buttle, Esther Rodriguez, Victor Trejo, and Lori Garcia. Let me tell you a little bit about their individual accomplishments. By district playoff appearance, Casey Sanchez, 32 5A MVP All-District Honors. Newcomer of the Year title went to Sarah Hartman. Alex Cerda was named first team, CJ Banuelos second team, Vanessa Flores, Giovanna Gonzalez, Jackie Elizondo honorable mention. Casey Sanchez got mentioned in first team All-Valley Monitor and MVP for the Valley Morning Star. Congratulations, team members and coaches. And some of these same athletes also were involved in softball. So we will be calling their names again in a little bit. Thank you. Parents, if y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. We'd also like to recognize Director of Athletics, Spencer Gant, and High School Principal, Mrs. Delia Weaver, Veterans Memorial Academy Principal, Teresa Cervellon. For the next group, June Aguilera, secretary, will be doing the honors. Like I mentioned, we have girls from San Benito High School, the Lady Hounds softball. They're 32-5A co-district champions and by-district finalists. Team members include Crystal Castillo, Jacqueline Elizondo, who merited first team all-district and second team all-area honors. Adriana Flores, we have Ileana G. Rodriguez, president, also doing the honors. Adriana Flores was named 32-5A co-MVP, all-area co-offensive player of the year. Melanie Gonzalez earned honorable mention. Giovanna Gonzalez was named to the second team all-district. Alexis Huerta, varsity team member. Clarissa Huerta, honorable mention. And we have Amber Hassel, 32-5A sophomore of the year, first team all area. Dorothy Milan, first team all district. Melanie Ramirez, honorable mention. Roxanne Rivas, first team all district. Cassandra Sanchez, 32-5A co-MVP, first team all area. Giselle Tamayo, first team all district, second team all area. Blandina Treviño, varsity member, freshman. Courtney Vasquez, varsity member. And we have 32-5A Coach of the Year, Elias Martinez, Lamar Lewis, Gilberto Rodriguez. Some of the coaches were out of town and unable to be at tonight's meeting. Let me just mention a little bit about these honors that the team members merited this year. Of course, they were named 32-5A co-district champions, by-district finalists, 13th consecutive 20-plus win season. They had an overall record 22-6 and a district record of 12-2. All district honors include co-MVPs Casey Sanchez, Adriana Flores, sophomore of the year Amber Hassel, first team Jackie Elizondo, Giselle Tamayo, Dorothy Milan, Roxanne Rivas, second team Giovanna Gonzalez, honorable mention Melanie Gonzalez, Melanie Ramirez, and Clarissa Huerta. And the coaching staff of the year includes Elias Martinez, Lamar Lewis, and Gilberto Rodriguez. Congratulations, parents. If y'all are in the audience, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you and congratulations. Good luck next season. That concludes the special recognition.
Moving on to item number 7, Superintendent's Report. Mr. Limon.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I'd like to announce the overnight trips that have been scheduled. We have the San Benito High School cheerleaders, the UCA cheerleading camp, June 17th through June 20th at South Padre Island. We have San Benito High School Veterans Memorial Academy, the National Junior ROTC Basic Leadership Training, the BLT camp, June 18th through June 23rd at Bastrop, Texas. And we also have San Benito High School FFA Area 10 Leadership Conference, June the 22nd through the 24th in Lagarto, Texas. We have disbursements by organization, and we also have the San Benito Consolidated Independent School District Investment Report from March 2012 to March 31st, to May 31st, 2012. That concludes the superintendent's report. Would answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Limon. Being that there are no questions from the board, that brings us to item number 8, school construction report. Mr. Ramon?
Good evening. The general contractor continues to be working at Frank Roberts and Landrum. The plumbing electrical is continuing, ceramic work. There's still some ceramic work to be done, some HVAC work to be done at both Frank Roberts and Landrum. We are hoping that we'll have everything ready for the building committee to do a walkthrough during their July meeting, hopefully to be able to be recommend to bring to the board, to the July board meeting, the substantial completion of that project. We have several projects that we're going to be working on during the summer. Riverside, at the gym, we're going to be replacing one of the units over there. They are waiting for the delivery of that equipment. They've not started. At Miller Fieldhouse, they already started the demolition process. They began to remove all the HVAC that are going to be removed. They tell me that within 2 weeks they should be delivering some of the equipment so they can be able to continue. And we're hoping that those 2 projects will be done before teachers return. Then we have Frank Roberts and La Paloma. We're doing some renovations on HVAC there as well. Basically, we are replacing units like for like because we just awarded this last month. Today was the first day that the contractor began to do some work at La Paloma. At La Paloma was able to work with the principal because we're doing 2 wings and we're going to use because of summer school, and so we were able to, she allowed us to go ahead and work on wing 200, and so they'll start that today. The contract actually is until the end of October. They're going to try to do everything possible to finish by the time students come back. We identify the wings in the areas that they need to work on first, which are basically where the units are in the hallways, so that won't be any issue once school begins. The rest of the units are all in mechanical rooms outside to the back of the wing, so we should be able to continue working if it's necessary for us to do some work in August and September. We have visited with both of the principals, and there's a possibility that we might need to have a couple of classes moved to a different classroom for a couple of days while we'll take care of minor details that we might have left there. Those are the projects that we have left on the 2008 bond. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Ramon. Moving on to item number 9, public comment. The undersigned wishes to address the San Benito CISD Board of Trustees, and by his or her signature shows into the board that he or she understands the following provisions to addressing the board. The person wishing to address the Board of Trustees shall register with the presiding officer or designee no later than 5 minutes before the announced time of the school board meeting. Shall state their full name, shall state what organization or group, if any, is being represented, shall state the topic they wish to address before the school board, shall refrain from commenting directly on any individual school district employee or public official by name, but may instead refer to a specific employment area, job title, or the Board of Trustees as a whole, and shall refrain from attacks on individuals. The speaker will be allowed 5 minutes to give his or her presentation. Delegations of more than 5 persons shall appoint 1 person to present their views before the Board of Trustees. Presentations shall be informative and shall pertain to school-related issues. Any attack on an individual shall be considered disruption of the meeting. The Board of Trustees shall not deliberate or decide regarding any subject that is not included on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. This evening, we do have 1 audience member who has signed up for public comment, Mr. Jesus Aguilera.
You know, I'm here to tell a story that almost didn't happen. On graduation day, a lady came to the shop and had a little problem. you know. But let me tell you the story that almost didn't happen, because all of you that went to graduation night saw a Marine rolling his sister up to the podium to get a diploma. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen because she had been told no. I got on the phone and called Celeste, and I said, there's a soldier that wants to walk or roll his sister, because she's in a wheelchair, wants to roll his sister to get his diploma. Even before all I had to say was a soldier, sister, roll to get her diploma. She said, send her right over. I'll get with Mr. Limon and see what we can do, Chuy. I said, okay. 30 minutes later, Mr. Limon called me. He said, it's done. The soldier will be walking or rolling his sister up to get her diploma. You know, and I told Mr. Limon, I said, you know what? When that happens, you're gonna get chills, you know, and it'll be because of you guys that it happened. But then it didn't stop there. 4:30, I get a call from my nephew, Julian. And he said, Tio, I did a good thing today. I did my good deed like Celeste and Mr. Limon. A child hadn't purchased his gown. And he said, I went home and got him because I wanted to do a good deed just like Celeste and Mr. Limon. So, guys, the family came over and said for me to come here and let you know. Thank you, both of you, for almost a story that didn't happen. And there's so many other things I have to say, and I was gonna say tonight. But like I always try to let things come into my head. I stay in my office. I listen to what I'm gonna come say, because I've been coming here since 1998 and nobody's gonna tell me that I can't come. So I'm gonna come whenever I feel like coming, I'm gonna come. But there's two tragedies that happened today that you probably haven't heard about. And it happened in the last 24 hours. So for that reason, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut today because of those two tragedies that's happened today. You know what, it just doesn't mean anything what we go through, what the board goes through, the differences that we have. You know, those two things that have happened in the last 24 hours will be front page news on Wednesday in the San Bernardino News. And of course, they're in the news tonight. So all I can say now is, you know, keep them in your prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aguilera. Item number 10, action agenda. In order to promote efficient meetings, the board may act upon more than one item by a single vote through the use of consent agenda. Consent items placed on the agenda shall be marked with an asterisk. Consent items are items for which no board discussion is anticipated and for which the superintendent recommends approval. Prior to the time which approval of consent agenda is had at the request of any member of the Board of Trustees, any item on the consent agenda shall be removed and given individual consideration. Under Business and Finance, we have item 1206A-1, request for approval of proposal on a student athletic insurance. Consent. 1206A-2, request for approval of proposal on property casualty insurance. Consent. 1206A-3, request for approval of budget transfers. Consent. Item 1206A-4, request for approval of 2011-2012 budget amendments. Consent. Under Curriculum and Instruction, item 1206A-5, request for approval of the mathematics and science pathways for the 2012-2013 school year and thereafter. Consent. 1206A-6, request for approval of the Communities and Schools contract agreement for the 2012-2013 school year. Consent. Under administration, we have item 1206A-7, request for approval of board minutes. Consent. I'd like to request for a motion to approve items 1206A-1, 1206A-2, 1206A-3, 1206A-4, 1206A-5, 1206A-6, and 1206A-7. Motion made by Ms. Aguilera, seconded by Mr. Leal. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. Items approved. This brings us now to item number 11, closed meeting, discussion under the authority of the Texas Government Code 551.071 for the purpose of a private consultation with the board's attorney on any or all subjects or matters authorized by law. A, pending litigation. B, discussion or possible action on Valley Regional Medical Center, HCA, Physician Services, DBA, Primary Health Service of South Texas. 551.074 for the purpose of the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee. A, report on personnel. B, Level 3 grievance, Valerie Sanchez, Dina L. Escobar. Time is now 7:27 and we are in executive. Okay, the time is now 10:41 and we are back from executive. We are on item 12. Consider actions on items discussed in closed meeting 551.071 for the purpose of a private consultation with the board's attorney on any or all subjects or matters authorized by law. A, pending litigations.
I move that the board instruct counsel to pursue a claim for possible overpayments to Valley Regional Center, HC Physician Services, DBA, Primary Health Network of South Texas, and report the results to the board at a future meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Aguilera, seconded by Mr. Huerta. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. 551.074 for the purpose of the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee. A, report on personnel. Recommendations accepted by board. B, Level 3 grievance, Valerie Sanchez, Dina L. Escobar. And I move to remand the matter to the superintendent for final resolution and further direct administration to review the Constitution to prevent future controversies.
No, there will be no more further grievances under your district policy regarding parent and student grievances. There's a timeline. The timeline since the selection process has long elapsed, so that there will be no additional grievances that arise from this that would be timely. So they would be denied based on timeliness. So this would be it. The grievances that are in front of you are what you have to deal with.
All right, moving on to item number 13. The time is now 10:43 and we are adjourned.
We probably need a second and a vote on that motion. Yeah, you made a motion. We need a second and a vote to remand it back to the superintendent.
Motion made by Ms. Aguilera, seconded by Mr. Huerta, giving Mr. Limon final authority to resolve this matter. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. The time is now 10:43 and we are adjourned.